to get to that 20 for a big celebration. I mean, we'll probably celebrate 19 too, but AI is something that's much more recent. Now, I think most people are used to AI being out since like ChatGPT and stuff over the past almost year or so, though AI has been around for quite a while. Today, I am joined by Ariel. Greetings, Ariel.
Thank you very much, Tiffany. While everybody talks about GPT or in artificial intelligence, I am the real AI, Ariel's intelligence.
Love it, love it. And where are you joining us from today?
I am joining from my home office because since 3 years ago, I created my perfect office at my home with my family, my kids and everything. I am very comfortable working here.
This is my Zoom corner of my home office. I get you. I'm comfortable here as well. So do me a favor, talk about how can we use AI to help us in BNI?
Well, not only to be in BNI, but as well as you always used to say, to get more referrals and have more fun. You used to say more fun, more referrals, more business. You know that
I love it. More fun.
I love that of more fun, and I love that of more business, and I love that of more referrals. You know that I find out this within this year, and I have to recognize that 1 year ago, I was very, very afraid of using artificial intelligence tools.
Ooh.
Because I said, oh, my friend, this is going to be terrific for all of us. Because human beings, we do not have to, don't want to think. We are people that want to do the things as more easy as possible. So if you have some tools that will do thinking for you, we are going to stop thinking. But nevertheless, I was pushed by the situation, and I pushed down and go in this fantastic world of artificial intelligence. First of all, I started to use the virtual assistants. No, virtual assistants are tools that can record every meeting you have. They connect automatically to any either Zoom, either Meet, either Teams, or whatever meeting you have with streaming. They will log in, they will record it, they will create a summary, a transcription, and you can go backwards to listen, read everything that happened in any kind of meeting, either a chapter meeting, either a one-to-one, a commercial meeting, or whatever. So I started to use that and start to record every meeting I was on. In fact, I adopted my virtual assistant, and I called her Peggy, because Peggy was a teacher I loved a lot in my way through the school. So in remember of his memories, well, I named my virtual assistants as Peggy. So what I find out is if I was going to have a one-to-one with you, because I knew you in a BNI chapter in the past, I can track and listen what have you said, what have you asked about the referrals you want. And also in a good practice, for example, if we are going to have a one-to-one, you are going to give me your bio, your gains, and all the information about you in order that I can do an initial search of good connections or referrals for you. So what I used to do is I record every one-to-one. So I have a huge database of all my conversations. If somebody said, for example, I am a lawyer in this city, or I am good because I do this kind of things or whatever, I just have to remember some kind of words, because later I can go back, do a search of a word in the database of the platform that I am using, and find out very quickly what you, Tiffany, said to me. Okay, when I go to the one-to-one with you, and you provided me all the PDFs, I input all that PDFs in ChatGPT with some kind of magic. It's not only just ChatGPT, but also some other kind of things.
Now, just for those people that are watching this, that may or may not know, because you can do the PDF and load those up, but I think you have to be a paid subscription for Chat GPT for the PDFs.
Yes. Not only, no, you
No?
can chat with PDFs, not paying anything.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a plugin. At
No,
least here in
it is.
America, I thought it was a plugin and you had to like do it.
You have a plugin, you can pay and have a better experience.
Okay,
But if you just want to talk to one PDF at the moment, you can do it for free.
Okay.
No, for example, you have some kind of solutions. ChatGPT free can connect through a Chrome plugin that is called Harpa, and with that combination of tools, you can read on chat and have a summary of just one PDF. Or for example, you can have another platform that is called Claude. No, you know that you have, if we talk about
spell that one for us.
Claude, CLAUDE.
Okay, I haven't heard of that one yet.
There are four players in this world: ChatGPT from OpenAI, BART from Google, there is Microsoft, and there also is Claude. Okay. So Claude, you can upload up to 4 PDFs and do a research in up to 4 PDFs with that platform. And also, it is also free. It has the only inconvenience that actually now you need a number from the US to log in, or from some countries of Europe. For example, if you are in other countries that are not neither US or London or England or any other few countries, you cannot use it because it is also blocked per countries. Well, you can use it if you know some kind of magic, but in the proposed way, you cannot do it. But for what we are talking about, well, you can use ChatGPT and Harpa. It is a Chrome plugin. Well, but I use the paid version of ChatGPT with a plugin that is called Ask Your PDF. In this plugin, you can upload as many PDFs as you want. So if you provide me 1, 2, 3, 20 PDFs, I can create a prompt and ask, for example, please, with all this information, give me 5 questions to start a good conversation with Tiffany. So I get the output. I have my first questions to do to you. Then I can ask ChatGPT, that is going to be connected with the plugin Ask Your PDF or with the Harpa, just for one PDF at a time. Well, please tell me which are the best referrals for Tiffany, or the better connection that she's looking for, which countries, which market, what size of company, or what kind of people, or whatever. So ChatGPT will give me an output. So when I have that information, I go to my database, Fireflies. And remember that I told you that I am recording every one-to-one I have. So I will ask the connections that you are looking for in my database. So he will tell me, you talk with this time with this guy, with John, with Peter, with Rose, with whatever. So I can go back, do a research on that people, if they match good with what you are looking for, and then I write down. So when I start my meeting with you, I already know what you said in the past. If I had a previous one-to-one with you, I have a summary refreshed 10 minutes before we are going to meet. I am going to have some questions to ask you to start a good conversation about you. And I am going to have several connections or referrals for you that I am going to try to find out during our one-to-one if they are good enough for you. With all that information, it took me 10 minonts.
that was going to be my question. How long does all that prep work take?
No, 10 minutes. Once you do it, if you follow up what Ivan Meissner says, it is better to do 6 things 1,000 times instead of 1,000 things 6 times.
Yeah.
If you keep doing this one time after time after time after week after week after week, then you are going to do it in less than 10 minutes. And the 10 minutes, 8 minutes takes me to write down things because the research or the connections take less than 2 minutes. So here I use several kind of AI tools in order to have a good conversation with you in a one-to-one. And you know where it happens? When I tell you, well, Tiffany, I think I have 1, 2, or 3 or whatever possible referrals for you. And I want to try to find out in this conversation if they switch for what you want. First of all, it puts you, how do you feel if I start my conversation?
Yeah, I'm sure whoever you're sitting across from is like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Well, so when I finish with a conversation with you, in that moment, I pick my phone. I say, well, this referral is good for you because this, and this, I will give you my reasons. Do you think it is good for you? You will say me yes or no. If you say me yes, immediately I will contact that guy because I already meet with that person in the past. And I will ask, I am talking with a Tiffany that wants or she's looking for this and that. It is good for you. And if this person say me yes, that is a referral for you. Usually, as I have a very huge database of people that I know, I cannot understand how many people, but you have to be clear that it's more easy if people know me rather than I know them. No, so yes. I always provide 2 or 3 referrals or at least one. But if I do so, then in the future, you are going to give me referrals because you are going to feel, oh, I am in debt because this guy helped me so kindly. So you will do your best to try to find out some references for me. So my thing is, and I guess that you said it in the past, I hear this from you, that if you want to receive references, 1, 2, 3, you need to think how many are you going to give in order to receive the same amount. So I try to give more referrals than I want to receive by myself.
I love it, love it, love it. And I love having the system and going in prepared. And the fact that it only takes a few minutes. However, I think the impact as it comes to, our goal as BNI member is to build the visibility into the credibility, into the profitability. I think this builds massive amounts of credibility right up front because you're showing I'm paying attention, I'm ready, I'm here and prepared versus, oh, we're here at the one-to-one. What's up? What's going on? And y'all, I will leave in the show notes for this. I do have a link. Ariel's talking about our profitability goals, talks about how many to give so you can receive. So I'll put a link in the YouTube description of this video to include that video to check it out. But it was recorded like 10 years ago. So it's not the best quality, but the content's there. Video quality, not so much, but content's there. All right. What else do we need to be considering, Ariel?
When you have a one-to-one or when you use AI tools or when you grow your business, because we can talk, because if you start to receive more referrals, you know that in the present, I am in the mean receiving about 3 to 4 referrals per day.
Nice.
Because I am visible in many, many places. No, I am a member of a chapter. I am a director in 2 chapters. I also belong with you in WWDC Power Team in a global directors chapter. I also are in several other meetings and chapters, visiting, giving education. So, for example, in Argentina, everybody knows who is Ariel. In America, many people knows who is Ariel. So what happens to me is that I am receiving many referrals. So what can I do with that? Because if I keep doing the same things with my business, not the one-to-ones, not the referral, but with my business, with the same team that I had 10 years ago or 5 years ago, I am going to be crash and collapse. If I keep my team the same as in the past, it will arrive a day that I will say I have no time. So I have to fly away from BNI. And that is the worst thing that any member of BNI will have to say any day. My
Yeah.
team should grow up as long as I grow up within BNI with visibility. So what I am doing, I actually, last month, I hired a director in the area of the commercial. So what I am doing is I am receiving the references and passing them to a commercial team with an assistant, with a human assistant. So now I have a human assistant that will use the AI tools to do what I want to do. So for example, all this that I told you, now I can say, hey, Santino is his name. I
Yeah.
am going to meet with Tiffany. Here is his bio. Here is the recordings. Please prepare all the information I need for the meeting. And I will not going to do anything with the computer. So he is going to do it for me. But I need to do that. And I need to hire somebody in order to be with more free time, for example, to be in a meeting with you now, because that is more profitable and more fun for me rather than typing in the computer.
And so BNI members, I hope you caught that, because I've seen, and you've probably seen in your years, Ariel, that sometimes BNI members, they get where they're too busy. And so they leave BNI, but then what happens 6 or 12 months later, almost every single time?
They want to come back because they lost the referrals they were keeping away. You know, there is a story with this. This happens in Spain. One member said that they were looking, you know, that movies, not the movies, the programs in TV that show people in real time, for example, The Singers or Better Got Talent or something like that, where
Yes.
you look week after week, the same people doing a challenge every week, for example, with dancing or with songs or whatever. And
Yeah.
then the people in the TV vote who is going to be next week or who is going to be fired away from the program. Well, in that kind of program, there was one guy that was followed by many people in that country, and this guy, let's say his name is Tony. I don't remember who, but
We'll call him
maybe,
Tony.
for example, he said, "Well, I was a follower of Anna, for example, because Anna was growing in the program and was a good singer. Once Anna was released from the program because he lost he lost in the voting.
Mm.
So it passed 1 week, 2 week, 2 months after that day, and then somebody asked him, "Hey, Tony, who was the singer that you wanted to win?" And he said, "I don't remember her name, who she was." And then he realized the importance of having visibility, because once he stopped watching her on TV, he forgot about her. Even that girl was one of the girls that she wanted to win the tournament. So he said the same will happen in BNI. If I flew away 1 year ago from here, nobody is going to remember who I am.
Yeah.
That's why you need to be there, visible. And how you can do it, that being a good member, a good networking, giving education, being a member of the leadership team or whatever you are asked to help with the team. And once you move away from there, nobody is going to remember who you are.
And maybe nobody, but maybe one person in the chapter, if you're lucky too, but most of the people, it's just out of sight, out of mind. It's not done intentionally. It's just we don't get to see you every week anymore.
Yes, so it is very important, the first PCR. You have to be visible to have credibility, and then the money is going to come.
Yes.
Don't think about the money.
Give us those referrals. Now, speaking of referrals, I know that you're doing more and more in the US of late, though you work in other parts of the world as well. So tell us an ideal client or two for you. What does that look like?
Well, you know that I am now working with teaching in artificial intelligence. So what I want is to connect with lawyers, for example. We are going to give a training in the end of this month, specifically for lawyers in-house to enhance their jobs using artificial intelligence. For example, many people waste a lot of time doing traditional tasks.
Yeah.
So my focus is to give training specific for lawyer, for sales team, for people that do marketing, so we can show them how to do a better work using AI tools.
Love it, love it. And what's one or two professions that can pass you referrals often, those contact sphere relationships?
Marketing, because you know the marketing people, when they do their work correctly, their customers will need more tools, they will need technology, they will need processes. Because if, for example, you start to have 10 referrals per day, 20 connections, 30, 40, 100 connections per day, how will you handle them?
Yeah.
If you do not use technology, you will not be able to handle so many connections. And who are going to ask? To the people that is going to give you that connections, that is the marketing, the people that work with your web page, with your Instagram, or with your social media.
Speaking of all of that lovely stuff, where can we find you online if we want you to maybe tell us more about how you're helping the lawyers, or if we've got a marketer to introduce to you? How do we find you online?
You know that I have my page. It is aikiogroup.com/AI in Spanish. No, EIA. You can scan the QR. Here you have my link tree, and there you have the connection to all of my social media, web pages, and whatever. And if you do a search, my name, Ariel Re, in Google, you are going to find me. In fact, I am thinking in having a branding of my own name.
Definitely. Always. Well, I want to say thank you so very much for sharing. Any last minute things you want to add, share with the viewing audience when it comes to using AI to help with their BNI?
Yes. If you do not use AI, somebody is going to use it and release you to the next place.
Thank you so much, Ariel. It's been a pleasure
Thank
to
you,
have
Tiffany.
you. Thanks for being back to share these great tips, and we will see y'all next week for our Be Better at BNI every Monday at 10:15 a.m. Happy networking, y'all.